No gold is not in her. She's a diamond.
So this week's video is personal responsibility part 1. And what we need to remember as a medium, you are an ambassador for the spirit world. You are the voice, you are that voice of reason, that voice of truth in any given moment. So that may be in a one-to-one sitting, that may be just as receiving advice from a question because someone knows you're a medium and that you are actively working for the spirit world. They may have a question, a burning question in their mind that involves their everyday life, right up to the public domain, whether you're doing live readings, live feeds, live Q&A, all of this kind of stuff. Personal responsibility is a massive segment that you need to be looking at. And the reason I say that is because the more and more I do these videos, the more and more I'll be going down the natural law aspect, the laws that govern us spiritually behind the scenes. So for every action and every thought that you give, or you speak, or you have, you are responsible for that. So now I will never ever forget a time that I had to go very south of the country. I was down near Brighton somewhere, and I was attending for the first time a demonstration, an evening of clairvoyance down there, and I had a young 19-year-old lad wait for me at the beginning, who asked to speak, if he was able to speak to me after the demonstration, and of course I said I would speak to him afterwards. And then once I'd done my demonstration, I went to see this young man. We went away. I said, let's get some privacy. I can see that you're clearly upset in some way. Let's go discuss what the problem is, and we'll help you in some way. So he agreed, and we found a little side room in this venue that I was at. And he said to me, I needed to speak to another medium. I need another opinion. I come here 2 weeks ago, and I've just recently lost my grandfather. My grandfather I was very, very close to. So already he's done a massive mistake there by telling me that he's lost his grandfather, because he's feeding the medium as such, but he's asking me a question. And I said, okay, so what is the question? He said, well, the medium that I spoke to said that my grandfather is in hell and that he's not able to speak to him, he's not able to communicate with him. I can't find him, I can't let you know that he's okay because he's in hell. Now that's mortifying. I mean, if I could have got the guy's name, I would have tried my very best to shut him down. We do not need those kind of people speaking the voice of the spirit world on the public domain, speaking of things like hell. And not only that, but the damage he had caused this young man. I can only imagine what was going through the young man's mind for the weeks that had been passing so he could speak to a medium that could give him information. And so that's one extreme scenario of that. You are responsible for that. Now you have to look at that, what you're responsible for there. Now, when I did the evening, I think there was about 60 people in the audience. It was quite a full venue. It was a reputable venue. There was a number of people there every fortnight. It was a good venue to go to. And not only that, you have to remember, not only am I speaking to one person when I'm doing the communication, 59 other people were listening into that communication at a time. So that is 60 minds that I have touched that night with my words from the spirit world, my words of truth, or my words from the spirit world, you know. And so 60 people left that room with those words entering their mind, that he could not connect with that boy's grandfather because he was in hell. Now let's write 50% of that off and say that 50% know better. But what if like 50% of them were unsure, slightly on the fence, or certainly being educated or taught in the mechanic that there is this negative place, or this place that we know as hell, that they go to. And then you have to think of the responsibility of what has then followed in that young man's mind for the next weeks. his heart was already breaking because he's recently lost his grandfather. Now he's got this fear instilled in him that the man's gone to hell. And so the responsibility of a medium, I don't think I can put in 10 videos, 10 1-hour videos. It will be continuous, this personal responsibility aspect of it. That's why I've had to label this one part 1. But you have to also remember on the individual level, you know, so what happens is when we start developing as a medium, it's exciting, it is exciting. Maybe you want to tell people, maybe you want to hide it, you know. I'm either or. I'm really not too fussed with what happens. In the early stages I hid it. I didn't know what to talk about or what to do, and those skeptics out there, they can be a little bit brutal, can't they? So giving me their version of events or their God or their absence of a God, whatever it'll be, they're very good at giving that opinion. They're very not good at receiving a different angle on it. So our responsibility carries within our everyday. So it's how you set yourself up spiritually, not just as a medium, not just as a psychic, not just as this business banner or this commercial banner or this public banner, but in your everyday, the people you surround yourselves with, the personal responsibility of the words that you speak or the mind that you are interpreting, you know, your angle on things, your understanding of the mechanics of the spiritual and natural laws that are governing. And it's about educating the people out there, educating the mediums, the people that are just embarking on a journey, but also right across the ranks of all the religions, the 3,000 plus religions that are there, right through to the atheists and the agnostics, and giving this opinion, because that's all it is, it's just an opinion with that, but holding the responsibility that goes with that. What tends to happen, and I've seen it on many occasions, is that they get angry. People get angry. People say things that they don't mean to say. People think things that they really shouldn't be thinking. And what you have to learn is that there is a, I'm going to say a plane, like, or a realm, you know, like the sensory realm, the physical realm, the here and now, the spiritual realm. Some will argue there's a dream realm, but now I know. There's a statement. I know that there is a thought realm, so where the manifestation happens, where the ingredients are being formed. And so that's why the law of attraction as such will work in so many ways. I think it's a very basic understanding that we have of the law of attraction, but what we think is what we are manifesting. And so if I think bad things, or I think naughty things, or I think harm to people that I may dislike or I have judged, then that is manifesting somewhere, and that responsibility is only yours. That is yours and yours alone. That burden is with you. And so it's all about thinking positive. So if you are someone that is a very negative mindset, it's a good practice to maybe try and get these more positive things coming. I am no stranger to depression. I am no stranger to these negative thoughts. I have been there, I have lived there. It was my home for a very long time. And what you have to do is turn this mindset around, and gradually you notice it will come about. It starts to change. And so the personal responsibility comes into play. There is no one that is going to get it for you. It's not going to be delivered on your lap. Your life is what you make it. Your life is what you think and what you dream. Everything. If you expect bad, why is it so shocking when the bad turns up? You know, we are caged to our phones, to consumerism and materialism. We are caged to it, and yet only you can change it. Only you are the people that can do that, can make that change happen. Now, what I see a lot of is the mediums and the psychics out there, and they are telling people, I'm telling you, I know this, I know that, and I'm aware of, and of the spirit world, the bad spirits, the negative spirits, and you've got bad karma, you've got all of this going on. And what they seem to forget is that they are accountable for all those words, all those actions, and all those thoughts that they are having. So it's personal responsibility is a big issue within your spiritual journey, and one that I recommend that you spend many hours looking over and understanding that natural and spiritual law. of personal responsibility. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell for the next video.